What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Quarantine Cooking with me, Chef Harsh. Today we're going to be doing a pumpkin and carrot soup. It's delicious. I found some pumpkin at my veggie guy, and it was like a little pumpkin this big, pretty cute. Now it's all chopped up, peeled, as you can see. I also had some mushrooms lying in my fridge, so I used those before they start going bad. And I had about half a zucchini, so I've thrown that in as well. Okay, so this is actually like super simple. All we're gonna do is we're gonna put everything into this baking tray. We're gonna season it with some salt, some pepper, and we're gonna drizzle olive oil all over the thing. And we're gonna cover it up and pop it in the oven. We're gonna roast our vegetables for about 40-45 minutes until the pumpkin is nice and soft, and then I'm going to show you what comes after that. Okay, super simple soup recipe, very little work to be done, so let's just jump right in. Okay, first I'm going to get some olive oil, and we're going to put it into our pan. Just a little drizzle, put more over the top afterward. Okay, and here's my zucchini. Now I've just roughly chopped it up because you don't need to get very fine with this. My onions, you can see, are pretty big and chunky as well. Didn't throw everything in actually. Pumpkin, carrot, mushrooms, and onions. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna get some garlic. Okay, we're gonna go pretty heavy with the garlic. Just dot some cloves all around the place. Cool. So that's all of our vegetables. We're going to go in with a little more olive oil over the top. I'm almost out of olive oil. I need to buy some. Okay, before we get our hands all dirty, we're going to get in there with some salt and pepper. Okay, we don't have to add too much right now because we can always season the soup later on as well. We just want a little bit in there to start releasing the liquids and releasing those flavors. And a healthy bit of black pepper. Now, what we're going to do is give all this a real good mix. I lost my zucchini. Okay, and while this is happening, I've preheated my oven. We've set it to about 190 degrees. Okay, so once it's nice and hot, all we're going to do is we're going to cover this up with some tin foil, and we're going to pop it in the oven covered for about 35 to 40 minutes, and then we're going to give it a little check, see how our pumpkin's doing. The pumpkin's going to take the longest time to cook out of all of these vegetables. So once the pumpkin is cooked, you know that everything else is going to be cooked as well. Once we take it out of the oven, we're actually going to uncover it and pop it back in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes just to get roasted and crispy and get some brown bits going, because that's where all the flavor is going to be. Okay? But yeah, easiest soup ever. Okay, my oven's been preheating for a while. I'm going to quickly just cover this up. Got it. Okay, we don't have to worry too much about making it neat or anything. Just cover it up. And that's pretty much all the prep for my soup. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the oven now. Okay, we're going to leave that for about 35 minutes and we will check back after that. Okay guys, so it's been 35 minutes. We're going to go ahead and check on our vegetables now. That already smells so good. Ooh, wow, okay. So we're gonna quickly just check the pumpkin. Okay, so as you can see, my knife is piercing the pumpkin really, really easily, which means that pumpkin's pretty much done. Carrots as well, onions as well, garlic, mushroom, everything is nicely done. Ooh, my god, that garlic. Oh, that garlic is so soft. It's gonna taste so good. But yeah, so this is all done. All our vegetables are cooked. We are just gonna go ahead and pop it back in the oven. Same temperature, don't need to change anything at all actually. And we're gonna leave it uncovered for about 10 minutes. Okay, all we wanna see is a little bit of browning, a little bit of char. Yeah, we're gonna leave that for about 10 minutes, and when we come back, I will show you how to turn that into the most delicious, rich, amazing soup. So, yeah, see you in 10. Okay, so it's been an additional 10 minutes. We're gonna just pull this out now, finally. Okay, here are our beautiful vegetables all done. Now, we're gonna take a blender and we're gonna throw everything in. And then we're gonna season right into the blender. We're gonna add some water. If you wanna use some cream, you can. You wanna use some coconut milk, you can do that. I think I actually have some coconut milk lying, so I might throw that in, just so it doesn't go bad. And you wanna make sure you get all of those juices, all of that oil. It is just absolutely amazing. It smells so good. Okay, so first I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it just to see if this can handle this amount. Okay, I think it should work. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some water. This is probably what, about 300 mils, 350 mils. I'll add about half of it for now. Okay. Now we're just going to give it a good pulse. Okay, looks like we need to add a little bit more water. Now after this, we're going to add in some of our coconut milk as well. Okay, so as you can see, it's a very, very nice, smooth, sort of a puree consistency right now. We obviously do want to make it a little bit more thin, more soup-like. But we are going to do that with our coconut milk. Okay. That already tastes so good, and we haven't even seasoned it with anything, with any of our Italian seasonings. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some thyme, just dried thyme. Okay, I'm going to go with about 1.5 teaspoons, and some basil. And finally some oregano. Okay, now if you want to make it a little spicy, and I do want to make it spicy, I'm going to add some chili flakes. And that's it. Now give it another hit in the blender. Okay, so our soup's ready. All we have to do is serve it. Now, this is something that you can probably keep in your refrigerator for about 4 to 5 days. And if you want to freeze it, go ahead and freeze it. It'll last for like a month and a half, 2 months, easy. I am actually going to pour this out and I'm going to heat it up again. Okay, we're going to turn on the heat there. And we'll use the last remnants of our olive oil to just grease up this pan. Alright, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour all of my soup right in. Okay, so we can see it's actually still pretty thick, so I am going to add a little bit more water to this. It really is just a matter of how you want your soup's consistency to be. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit more water. And we're just going to stir this until it all comes together. And we're going to bring it up to the boil so our soup's nice and hot, and then we're going to serve it. That smells so good, you guys. Thank God. Yeah, I mean, like, you don't really need much else to go with this. But if you'd like, you could serve it up with, like a soup and a sandwich or a soup and a salad. But yeah, by itself already, this is a pretty fill-in meal. Okay, so as you can see, our soup is done. It's just starting to bubble a little bit. And our consistency is pretty nice right now. It tastes amazing. It smells so good. Okay, and now we're just gonna go in with a big ladle full of soup. It's a really good way to get your kids to eat vegetables, whatever you have lying around, because once you roast it and blitz it, there's no trace of anything, right? My wife doesn't like mushrooms, she doesn't like zucchinis, but I throw everything in because this is how I get to use my vegetables, and I get to make her eat them as well. So really neat trick, right? If you're running late or you're busy with some other work, you can just get all this ready, pop it in the oven, go do whatever you need to do, watch an episode, take care of some work, clean up a little, and when you come back, pop it in the blender and your soup's ready to go. Okay, so here is my awesome pumpkin carrot soup. It's fully done and I'm gonna go enjoy my dinner now. Okay, so you guys please have fun with this recipe, use some other vegetables, do whatever you want, let me know what you did. Okay, so make it, share it, and please don't forget to tag me, and keep on cooking and stay safe. See you guys.